Hello, and welcome to the FINA 5000 DCF tutorial. My name is Harrison Ham, and I'm going to be helping you fill out the DCF model for your class. First, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you can expect to get from this series of videos. I have two main objectives for you guys. First, by following along on the first 8 videos, I expect you to be able to start with the blank DCF template and work it all the way until it's at working condition. And then, by following along on the 9th video, you should get an idea of how you can perform an in-depth analysis of your own by making tweaks to the basic version of the DCF model. That way, you can get a more accurate representation of your company's price point. So now that I've given you an overview of this video series and given you an idea of what my objectives are for you in the long run, let's talk about what my objectives are for you in this first video. Basically, my goal for you is that you should be able to download the necessary information from FactSet and then import it into your DCF model. And to do this, we're going to start by opening up the DCF template and then also opening up FactSet. So now that you have FactSet open, we're going to go up here to the top left and we're going to search for our company's ticker. So for this example, I'm going to be using Home Depot as our example company. Feel free to follow along and also use Home Depot if you want to. So once you search for your company, you're going to end up with a screen that looks something like this. And you basically go to the left to where it says Financials and then click Income Statement. And then now, before we do our download, there's a couple settings we want to make sure are correct. First off, we want to make sure that we're downloading the fiscal years so that we get yearly information instead of, say, quarterly. And then we want to make sure we have the appropriate number of periods, which for the purposes of this DCF, we're using 5 periods. But if you think that your company needs more information from a larger period of time, then feel free to use a different time frame. So then once you have both of these settings selected appropriately, you're going to click on this green download arrow up here at the top right. And then what it's going to do in a second is it's going to ask you if you want to open or save the file, and you just click open. But while it's doing that, I'm going to go ahead and start working on downloading the balance sheet as well. And these settings save. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and click open. And then I'm going to start downloading the balance sheet. And then I'm also going to download the statement of cash flows. Then we're going to get asked one more time for the statement of cash flows. And there we go. So now once you have everything pasted in, there's a little bit of maintenance that you're going to have to do with this data before it's basically usable. First off, sometimes it'll download this last 12 months column here at the end. And if you have that, you can just go ahead and delete that column. You basically aren't going to need it for this tutorial. We're only working on the end of fiscal year information. So for all 3 statements, just go ahead and delete that if it's there. For the balance sheet, it looks like it didn't already have it on there, so we're good to go on that front. And then the second thing you're going to want to look at is if you scroll down, it'll say all figures in billions of US dollars or millions of US dollars, etc. And you're going to want to make sure that all 3 of your statements are in the same terms. So we have billion, billion, and then here it says the balance sheet is also in billions of dollars. So there we go. So we're good on that. But if that weren't the case, then what you can basically do is you can do equals and then divide by 1,000 or multiply by 1,000. And then you can basically just drag this over and drag it down. And what I like to do is just Control C and then right click and then paste values. Then you'll have the correct terms for having millions or billions of dollars for all of your statements. As long as all 3 are in the same terms, then you're good to go. So that basically concludes the steps for downloading the information from FactSet. I will challenge you guys to try and do the steps on your own. But to recap, what we've done in this video is we've introduced the DCF model to you guys, and I taught you how to download the necessary information from FactSet and incorporate it into your model. In the next video, we're going to take that downloaded information and go ahead and start linking it into the other parts of the spreadsheet so that we have it in our assumptions and we can use it in our calculations going forward. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.